Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the elephant in the room. Did you know that an elephant, when intimidated, has its ears grow bigger, or at least open up wider, and then it taunts you the way your mother did when you were a kid? Freaky, isn't it? Well, welcome to the elephant in the room, the show that brings you craziness in debate form and tackles all the big topics that you would like to hear about. The elephant in the room. My name is Jordan Lusaka and I'm your host for this show. As always, I will try my very best to stay dapper and keep you on your toes as these poets come up here to keep you interested in them. This is how the show goes. If this is your first time here, these are the rules. If this is not your first time, then you know what we'll do here. Just be in the comments and show us some more love. So, this is how the story goes. Two teams of poets come up on the stage and they recite their best version of whatever it is that is their side of the opinion of the day, of the notion of the day, of the elephant in the room that we're discussing of the day. All right? And we don't get to decide who the winners are. You do. That's your job. Mine? Attempt to look pretty. Yeah. So, today's motion is following your dreams better than playing it safe. Did I say that right? As a parent, do you endorse following your dreams or better play it safe? Ooh, this is going to be a fun show. We have two teams with two team leaders. Please put your hands together for Musenga and Forest.
Hi everyone, my name is Forest and I am the leader of the team opposing the notion that following your dreams is what you should do. And my team doesn't need to win today because the opposing team has already spent more years in school than they have on stage.
Hi everyone, my name is Musenga Katongo, otherwise still being called Messenger, and I'm a spoken word poet and the leader for today's proposing team. And today we're going to decimate the opposing team for only one reason. Because we believe you should follow your dreams. Just like the opposing team is following their dreams of beating us, but unfortunately not all dreams come true. So stay tuned for a one-sided battle as we take the date today.
Now that we've heard it from our team leaders, let's hear from the rest of the team. But before we get into that, I want you to tag somebody, okay, like the page, like this video, okay, let's get everybody involved. Let's not watch this alone. Comment and tag some people, let them come through, share it as well on your pages. And let's see how many people can get onto this so they don't miss out on this really amazing Elephant in the Room episode. But first up, from the proposing team, please put your hands together by physical hands and emoji hands, I guess. Whatever it is that you want to do, we'll allow it. We'll allow it. We got you. Put your hands together, whatever those hands are. For Revolver from the proposing team. A round of applause for Revolver, please.
If I had a penny for every time somebody told me they had a dream, I'd be block your nose stinking type of rich. And if I had a couple of hundreds for every time somebody had the courage to actually chase those dreams, I'd be just as broke as I am today. Because change seldom comes from the people who play it safe, bona fide slaves, puzzle pieces perpetuating the completion of a crooked system that impedes our ability to innovate. Question. What would you be if you became everything you wanted to be long before the world told you who you could and couldn't be? Probably anything but a coward, because destiny belongs to the brave, the audacious, those who refuse to audition for diminished roles in this tired and repeated play called life. Because even though all the words are staged, I refuse to play a scripted part. Honey, I do not audition. I am the raw tissue, flesh and blood. I am the goal to be everything Yeshua intended me to be. Destiny belongs to the brave. At five, I witnessed my mother bend infinities just to make ends meet. So even when they tell me it's nothing but a king-sized cliche pipe dreams, I tell them, through pipes is how dreams flow, because that's how you know they're in the pipeline. Besides, what's better? Failing at being me or succeeding at being something I was never meant to be in the first place. Destiny belongs to the brave, like David charging towards the behemoth of a giant with nothing but a sling. Like Slim Shady said, you only get one shot. But doing the same thing everybody do only gets you the same thing everybody do. It's no wonder you be mistaking me for Jaden Smith, because I know my father's will. Because the Creator instills in us the ability to do and be great. So why settle for a poster job? There is nothing original about a 9 to 5. Because it's no wonder you still feel like a knock-off after you knock off. Because destiny belongs to the brave. Adapting to complacency isn't playing it safe, it's cowardice. There is nothing dignified about being a copy of a copy of a copy. Do you copy? Over and out.
Another round of applause for Revolver, guys. That was really, really good. But that's just one side of the proposing team. Let's hear from the opposing team as they bring in their guns. A round of applause for the poet.
In a world where dreams are overhyped, with chasing dreams and dreaming big as the status quo for social change, we have lost our natural pursuit of life. To be happy. We are so focused on living our text on the world's centers. Crazy how chasing dreams has sent us into wonderland where we wonder and be crappy. Where we watch our logic debate our fantasy on the relation between dreams and shadows, for both are evident but none is tangible. Chasing dreams has us stuck in limbo between living and wanting to live more, being happy or being happier. As humans to growth we are susceptible. But in the pursuit of these dreams, we have been blacklisted from the gift of common sense. All we care about is getting our dream to the next level, forgetting our core of duty. Shoot your shot regardless of who takes the bullet. If only we knew. If only we knew that chasing these dreams has us turn our backs and run away from reality, maybe then would we realize that, like Thomas Edison, we need the power. Power that will help us switch our sight to the right line, make us reassign and realign our minds. Realize that this life at its core is meant to be lived and not dreamt. Dreaming is okay, but don't let these dreams make you think living in dreamland makes dream works. Movies are meant to be watched, not lived. So please, do not be quick to dive head first into an ocean in the middle of the desert, for it might be a mirage.
I like the first pieces from both teams. I like that this is where we're heading right now. I can't exactly tell whether I should believe the proposing team yet or the opposing team. What do you guys think? Who's winning so far? Either way, please put your hands together for the next poet. Behold, as he represents the proposing team. Yeah, I like this dude's name. Behold.
Looking at life through colored glass, there is no telling what is and isn't. We live in a reality that has set standards quite questionable but often go overlooked, and we find it more acceptable to conform to the patterns that teach us to only aim high for the sky and limit our abilities when we were meant to sit with the stars. Convinced that getting used to everything around us will magically make our problems disappear, when we could use the same method of habituation to create room in our minds and learn something new, we would rather settle for the comfort in the clouds, making our thought patterns waverly. Far away on the hills of our imaginations, we fancy ourselves to be magicians, illusionists and wizards, but this isn't Disney. How we feel so entitled to good things without actually earning them, whipping up spells from books we were taught, turning everything gold. Oh, everything is not what it seems. For I convinced you to believing in the facade of a good life I live off making other people rich. The bag I have my eyes on is merely an illusion of what I can't have but still chase. I'm a pawn on this board, a game I know not how to play, which restricts me to only one move cause its power I don't understand. Quite deplorable to the man who unknowingly sells the worth of his soul to play it safe, in exchange for the security to live his life just over broke. Not any different to the man who is behind bars bound by the walls of the prison he is in. These institutions break the souls of men, turning them into mindless machines who wake up each day to repeat. Where is the meaning in that? living in the shadows of dreams set out for you to follow, so you are never awake. And you wander the earth in darkness without purpose, wanting more like the undead. I took what seemed to be the biggest L of my life the day I realized it wasn't worth my time and energy blindly pursuing the imaginary dreams of a child that were mostly invoked by what other people thought I should become. So I made the grown-up decision. Instead of being a mere spectator of my own life, I began writing my own story, listened to the sincerity within to reset the norm. So beware not to fall into the trap of the status quo. Step into your dream. You needn't close your eyes to see. The world awaits to witness you pour out your heart through great works that will impact the hearts of men positively. Tap into your potential, wherein lies the purpose of your existence to maximize your living. The universe is our witness, even as I erupt the hidden treasures of my heart from the core of my being through these fairy poetic lines to connect humanity. Confidence drawn from within. Commitment, determination, and will is what got me here, so I am legend. More reason to say, Mama, I made it.
Mama, he made it. Would you look at that? Yo, let me not say much. Let's get into the next piece real quick. A round of applause for JD Preacher from the opposing team. Yeah.
I have been told that there is an elephant in the room, and that they've brought big, bad wolves to bring it down. But just so you know, it takes a tiny insect like a tea ant to bring down an elephant. Now, can I speak? JD, speak. I once knew a man who had a dream like Martin Luther King. A dream to change our economy and equate the dollar to kwacha. His eyelids would shut the dreams of his reality, turning them into 3D emotion graphics. As he viewed each and everything that he planned out to ensure that he had a solution of having zero inflation to bring back a steady economy for our nation. He also tried to use his brain cells to formulate a SWOT analysis for our nation, and out of the blues, just like that, our nation would no longer be in debt. Images of a big mansion on a beach and a European curved wife and all the luxuries he loved played in his mind as the magnetic tape rolled through the clips of his dreams. After 10 years of caressing his bedsheets and slapping the doors of opportunity, reality slapped him in his face as his dream turned into nightmare at Elm Street, stopping him from sleepwalking as the curtains of deceit began to reveal all the darkness that he was stepping into. With every tic-tac in tic-tac to actualize his dreams, he realized that dreams are actually rings of hope, and that with the dams that block every flow of his perfect planned out steps, step by step, they wouldn't really come true. You see, following your dreams is like wandering visionlessly, with your dreams crushing the mind stone of your imagination. Following your dreams is like being employed in a full-time job of sleepwalking as you are enslaved to blindness and you cannot see your dreams clearly. Telling you, playing it safe is the greatest contraceptive to unpredicted delayments. Following your paths is not a better way because dreams begin to fluctuate time to time. Let me tell you the truth. Dreams are just dreams, and they can only be actualized and achieved with your eyes closed. Preach it.
Yo, we've had two poets from the proposing side, two poets from the opposing side, and their opinions are starting to sink in a little bit. Should we follow our dreams or should we play it safe? What is better? You're the ones that have to decide, but before you do, here are the team leaders, Messenger and Forest, coming in back to back, proposing and opposing respectively.
As I write this to you, I'm ducking shells and gunfire. And you know you are the best person to know that you saved me from fire. When you whisked me away from the sheets of a mistress and onto a battlefield where we have unfinished business, you knew that the best time of the night was when I was on top of her. When my body would roll across her and I could hide under her. When I'd imagine those blankets as her skin and I'd tuck myself in, you knew the comfort that came with her embrace, and hovering above her felt like somewhat of a sin. But I'm okay though. I'm okay though. For now I go toe to toe with beasts and creatures that go bump in the night but try to bump me out of the light. You see, there are spears and shields in this field, but I'm content with not laying on my mistress' chest. In fact, I'd rather wrestle these monsters and beasts and these pests. In the middle of all of this, I stand next to you, my dear friend. And you and I, we walk side by side, and when I fall, you pick me up from time to time. Sometimes I think that if we were not linked by the shackles on our feet, then probably I'd be on the brink of turning back to the road less traveled. I've seen you fight ogres. I've seen you fight monsters, and you are so relentless. I've seen you battle monsters that are scored school fees. I've seen you fight beasts that are called not being an employee. When they raise their fists in a melee, you and I, we just fan the flame of everything we could be. You and I. We see towers where others see stones. We see flowers where others see bones. We see rain in deserts and parched grounds. We exert the arcane in everything we surround. If you were not in my midst, I know that I would abandon my charge and I would leave April as I abandoned my march. You know that I would run back to my mistress. And you know, this mistress, she had a strange name in these old scrolls and old texts. It's a very mysterious name. They called her Bed. And her dressing was described as draped with blankets and curtained with comfort. She has the power to take away the trouble of picking the road less traveled in case you wish to revolt. And this mistress called Bed, the best time of the night was when I was on top of her. When my body could roll across her and I could hide under her. When I'd picture those blankets as her skin and I'd tuck myself in. You knew the comfort in my embrace. And hovering above her felt like somewhat of a sin, but still, no sooner than later, this mistress, she begins to prick you. And her blankets, they begin to burn you. And this curtain, the curtains no longer comfort. In fact, the only best place to be is with you, my dear friend, here in these trenches, as we fight for our will, as we fight and we just keep on going. So a luta continua, my dear friend. Let's keep this fight going, as I write to you, my dear dreams.
I know you don't want to hear it. I know you don't want to be told again to bury your head in those books. I get it. I know that you don't believe that your future is buried between the lines of financial accounting, med school, or whatever you are studying. I get it. I know that you are tired of sprinting to catch up on what your lecturer didn't teach, and that 400-meter dash is starting to burn in your legs. And so now, one semester into the first year of your 4-year course, you don't understand what you are doing here. Trust me, I understand. But trust me too when I tell you that it is easier to fall back into a diploma than it is to fall into pipe dreams and promises to your parents that this passion project will actually pay off this time. Listen, playing it safe just means that you are wearing your helmet and your knee pads, and with the sucker punches life throws, you're going to need them both. And no, this is not a do what your parents want now so you can do what you want later speech. This is a for goodness sake, if you have the opportunity to build your foundation so solid that when they call your art trash, you can use your diploma to wipe off the extra paint to see just how wrong you got that shade of pink. And yes, you can put on someone else's success story and say you can see your dreams clearer now. And I'm not saying don't follow your dreams. I am just saying that following your dreams can sometimes be an endless run on a treadmill And before you start running, just make sure that that treadmill is in a house that you own, with a bed that you can sleep in, and a pillow and a blanket you see. Before you can paint the picturesque cityscape, you first need to build it. And before you can cross the bridge, you first need to craft it. And John Adams said that I must study politics and war so that my children can study mathematics and philosophy so that their children can study music, art, and poetry. And so before you dedicate your life to art, make sure your children don't have to dedicate theirs to politics. We only need to build the future once. And so before you pick up a paintbrush, please pick up a brick and let us build the future once and for all. Together, let's build it right.
Following your dreams is better than playing it safe. We've heard it from both sides of the coin, and I'm honestly not entirely sure. If I can be truthful, I'm on the fence still. I mean, on one end, I could say that we must establish ourselves, have a platform, something that you can lean back and use to propel yourself forward. It's always easier when you're trying to start a race and your foot is platformed against something. But the hunger and thirst that you have when you have nothing behind you, that fuel that you have on the inside when there's no backup, you know that's some heavy hitter that you got on the inside. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Who won? Who was right? The proposing team that told us that we should go for broke, do what we believe, or the opposing team that says have something to stabilize yourself with, because that's going to push you even higher than if you went on your own? I don't know, guys. What do you think? You guys get in the comments. Let's see you there. And thank you for joining us from here. And everybody at the Elephant in the Room, my name is Jordan Lusaka. We're going to catch you on the next episode. Peace out, mad love, and all that good stuff to you, because you deserve it.